My name is Success, and I'm giving this testimony from Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. I'm here to return all the glory to the God of NSPPD for what He has done for my family and I. Yesterday, at about a few minutes past 7 p.m., I got a call from my brother's wife, and she told me that my brother wants to speak with me. In my mind, I was like, oh, if my brother wants to speak with me, why don't my brother call direct stuff like that? And from the way she spoke with me on the phone, it wasn't the usual tone I'm used to each time she calls. So I spoke with my brother, and while we were greeting on the phone, I discovered that my brother wasn't sounding proper. He was sounding tensed, sounding afraid and all that. So I asked him, so what is wrong? Why are you sounding like this? He said, my sister, I can't see with my left eye. I'm like, excuse me? He said he can't see with his left eye. So I was like, when did this happen? When did it all start? He said it started on Tuesday, being the 22nd day of November 2022, that on his way from work, he was feeling funny in his left eye, and before he got home, he couldn't see. And the eye has been like that all through yesterday, 23rd of November 2022. And that yesterday was, oh Lord, show me mercy service. I said, okay, I have heard you. There is no problem. I'll pray about it on the altar of fire tomorrow morning, which is today, 24th November 2022. So, when he dropped the call, from nowhere I got angry. When Pastor Jerry will always tell us on the fire altar to come with holy anger. Yesterday was actually my first time of really experiencing that kind of holy anger. So I went into my room because I remembered that every member of my family, their names are on the altar of fire since I joined June last year. So I went into my room, then I started praying. So I called my brother direct on the phone. I said, you know what, right now we're going to pray. I just can't wait till tomorrow morning because tomorrow morning seems too far. I called on the God of Pastor Jerry Eze, the God of the fire altar NSPPD, to reverse whatever that IEC was. Because I remembered on the altar of fire sometime last week, a brother testified and showed us evidences of how God reversed cancer of the eye. And I also remember on the altar of fire, God has given womb to women without wombs, countless number of women. So I reminded God of all those testimonies on the altar of fire, that wherever this arrow is coming from, it must be reversed. It must go back to wherever it came from. And then I asked my brother, I said, please place your hand on the eye and declare after me 3 times, what God cannot do does not exist. When we're done with that, I told him, I said, why your hand is still on that eye? Say, God of NSPP, the fire altar, show me mercy. He repeated after me, and we both said amen. Fast forward to this morning. At about 6:30 a.m., I said, okay, let me give my brother a call before NSPPD will start. And when I called him, we greeted. The excitement from his voice, I couldn't understand. So I was like, where are you? He said he was on his way to work. I'm like, I don't understand. On your way to work, how? I said, what about the eye? He said, right now, he can see with the eye. The eye that was totally blind all through yesterday, as we called upon the God of the fire altar, the God of NSPPD, the God of Pastor Jerry Eze, blindness of the left eye was reversed. So I couldn't help it. I started shouting like Pastor Jerry will always say, how will you shout? I screamed, I shouted. What God cannot do does not exist. I've come to say thank you to the God of this fire altar. Thank you, Pastor Jerry Eze, for teaching us how to pray. Thank you for teaching us how to reject negative reports. Indeed, what God cannot do does not exist. I'll be coming back for more testimony. Glory, hallelujah. Hey!